Hello? Let me ask you a simple question. What is the first thing you say when you speak English at work? Think about it for a moment. Really think about it. For many of you, I already know the answer. Before the meeting starts, you say it. Before the phone call begins, you say it. Before you ask your question, you say it. The same little sentence every single time. Sorry, my English is not very good. Maybe you say it with a small smile. Maybe you say it quietly, almost like a whisper. Maybe you only say it inside your head, but you say it again and again, every day, in the office, on the phone, at the doctor, at your children's school. You apologize for your English before your English has even started. And today, I want to tell you something that might surprise you. That small sentence is not polite. That small sentence is not humble. That small sentence is quietly destroying your English. Yes, you heard me correctly. Those 7 little words are doing more damage than any grammar mistake you have ever made. More damage than your accent. More damage than a forgotten word. In this episode, I will show you exactly why this happens. I will show you what this sentence does inside your brain. I will show you what it does inside the mind of the person listening to you. And most importantly, I will give you the exact phrases to say instead. Simple phrases. Short phrases. Phrases that will change how people listen to you. Phrases that will change how your own brain works when you speak. So stay with me until the end, because this might completely change the way you speak English forever. Let's begin with the real problem. Most people think their problem is vocabulary. They think, if I knew more words, I would speak better. Other people think the problem is grammar. They think, if my grammar was perfect, I would feel confident. And many people think the problem is their accent. They think, my accent sounds foreign, so people will judge me. My friend, I have spent many years studying how adults learn languages. I have watched thousands of intelligent people struggle to speak. Engineers, nurses, teachers, parents, and people who understand English very well. People who watch movies in English. People who read emails in English every day. And I can tell you the truth. Your biggest problem is not your vocabulary. It is not your grammar. It is not your accent. Your biggest problem is the story you tell about your English before you even open your mouth. The apology is the problem, not your English. The apology? Now, I know what you are thinking. You are thinking, Dr. Hartwell, I say sorry because I am being polite. I say it so people will be patient with me. I say it so they will not judge my mistakes. I understand this feeling completely. It feels safe. It feels humble. It feels like protection. You put the apology in front of you, like a shield. But here is the hidden truth. That shield is not protecting you. That shield is attacking you. And in the next few minutes, I'm going to show you exactly how. Here is the first hidden truth. Your brain believes what you repeat. This is not motivation talk. This is how your brain actually works. Your brain is always listening to your own words. Every sentence you say about yourself is like a small instruction. When you repeat an instruction many times, your brain accepts it as truth. It stops asking questions. It simply obeys. So think about what you're doing. Every morning before the meeting, you say, sorry, my English is not good. Every phone call, you say it again. Every small talk moment, you repeat it. One sentence, maybe 5 times a day. That is over 150 times a month. Almost 2,000 times a year. 2,000 times, you give your brain the same instruction. My English is not good. My English is not good. My English is not good. and your brain listens. Your brain is a very good student. It learns exactly what you teach it. So when the moment comes to speak, your brain does what you trained it to do. It hesitates. It doubts. It searches for problems instead of words. You programmed it yourself, one small apology at a time. Let me give you a picture from everyday life. Imagine a football coach. Before the game, he stands in front of his team and he says, "Sorry, everyone, we are not a good team. We will probably lose." Then the game starts. How will that team play? You know the answer. They will play with fear. They will pass slowly. They will avoid risks. Not because their legs are weak. Their legs are fine. They will play badly because their minds were prepared to lose. You are the coach of your own brain. Every time you say, "Sorry, my English is not good," you're telling your team to lose. Your words are the team talk. And then you wonder why your mind freezes in the meeting. Your mind is not broken, my friend. Your mind is obedient. It is doing exactly what you asked. And please hear this clearly, because this part is important. You are not stupid. Your brain is not slow. There is nothing wrong with you. In your own language, you're funny. You're smart. You're quick. The problem was never your intelligence. The problem is one small sentence that you repeat like a prayer. An apology is an instruction. Remember that phrase? An apology is an instruction. When you apologize for your English, you are not describing your level. You are creating it. Now, let's practice for the first time. I want you to say something out loud with me. Yes, right now. If you are on the bus, you can whisper it. Say it with me. My English is growing every day. One more time, a little stronger. My English is growing every day. Do you feel the difference? That sentence is also an instruction, but this instruction builds you instead of breaking you. Notice the word we used. Growing. Not perfect. Not bad. Growing. That is the honest truth about your English. It is growing. And in the next section, I'm going to show you the second hidden truth. Because this apology does not only change your brain, it changes the person in front of you. It changes how they hear every word you say. Stay with me. Here is the second hidden truth. Your apology changes how people listen to you. This is something almost nobody talks about. When you say, "Sorry, my English is not good," you think you're asking for patience. But that is not what happens inside the listener's mind. In reality, you're giving them a pair of glasses. Special glasses. Glasses that only see mistakes. Let me explain. The human brain loves predictions. Before we listen to someone, our brain prepares. It asks, what should I expect from this person? And your apology answers that question. You said it yourself. Expect bad English. So now, the listener's brain starts hunting. It hunts for small errors. It notices your accent more. It notices a missing word. It hears exactly what you told it to hear. Think about it from the other side. Imagine a colleague comes to you and says, "Sorry, this report is not very good," and then gives you the report. What do? You read it looking for problems? You cannot help it. The apology told you what to find. Now imagine another colleague gives you the same report and says, "Here is the report. I kept it simple and clear." Same report, same pages. But now you read it looking for clarity. The frame changed everything. Your English works the same way. When you apologize first, people listen for your mistakes. When you speak with a calm frame, people listen for your meaning. Same words, same accent, completely different listening. You are not asking for patience. my friend. You are asking for doubt. And there is something else, something a little painful. But you need to hear it, because I care about your progress. At work, your apology does not sound humble. It sounds like a warning. In a meeting, when you start with, "Sorry, my English is not good," some people hear something else. They hear, "You can ignore my idea." And so your idea, your good idea, the idea you prepared carefully, arrives in the room already wounded. Not because it was weak, because you introduced it with an apology. Let me tell you about Rose. Rose is one of my case study students, and her story might sound familiar. Rose is 26 years old. She moved abroad 2 years ago for a company job. In writing, she is brilliant. Her emails are clear and professional. But in meetings, Rose was silent. Her microphone was always off. And when she finally had to speak, she always began the same way. "Sorry, my English is not very good." Every single time. It was like her name. "Hello, I'm Rose. Sorry, my English is not very good." One day, I asked her a simple question. "Rose, when you say that sentence, what happens next inside you?" She thought for a long moment. And then she said something I will never forget. She said, "I become smaller. I become smaller." That is exactly what the apology does. It makes you smaller. Smaller in your chair. Smaller in your voice. Smaller in your own mind. And you deserve to take your full size, my friend. In every room. In every language. So we have 2 hidden truths now. The apology programs your brain to fail, and the apology programs your listener to doubt. But there is a third truth, and this one explains the freezing. The moment when your mind goes completely empty. And in the next section, I am going to show you exactly what happens in your brain in that moment, and why the apology makes it worse. Here is the third hidden truth. Stress closes the bridge between your memory and your mouth. Let me explain this in a simple way. Inside your brain, your words live in a kind of library. Thousands of words sitting on shelves. When you speak, your brain sends a librarian to find the right word and carry it to your mouth. In your own language, this librarian is fast. You never think about him. He just works. But the librarian has one weakness: stress. When you feel fear, your body releases stress chemicals, and those chemicals close the door of the library. This is real neuroscience, explained simply. Under stress, your brain moves energy away from memory and thinking. It prepares your body to run or to fight. Very useful if you meet a lion. Not useful in a Monday meeting. Now watch what the apology does. You are about to speak. You say, "Sorry, my English is not good." In that exact second, you remind yourself of danger. You remind yourself that you might fail. You remind yourself that people might judge you. Your heart beats faster. The stress chemicals arrive. The library door closes. And then you reach for a word you know perfectly well. A word you have used 100 times, and it is gone. Empty shelf, empty mind. This is why you can speak English easily when you are alone. Alone in your kitchen, the library is open. No stress, no closed door. Words come easily. But in front of your boss, the same words disappear. Your English did not change between your kitchen and the office. Your stress changed, and your apology is the match that lights the stress. So please understand this. When your mind freezes, it is not proof that your English is bad. It is proof that your stress is high. Those are 2 completely different problems. And the second problem, the stress problem, begins with the words you say to yourself. Remove the apology and you lower the stress. lower the stress, and the library door stays open. It is that direct. Now, let me show you all of this in action. A real demonstration with a tiny, everyday moment. The coffee machine at work. Small talk. The moment so many of you fear more than any presentation. Here is version 1. Your colleague says, "Hey, how was your weekend?" And you answer, "Oh, sorry, my English is not very good. Weekend was good? Yes, good." And then silence. You look at your cup. The conversation dies. You walk back to your desk, and the voice in your head says, "You see, your English is terrible. But look closely at what happened. You spoke only 4 real words. The apology took all the space. The apology used your air, your time, and your courage, and it gave you nothing back." Now, here is version 2. Same colleague, same question. "Hey, how was your weekend?" And you answer, "It was really nice. I walked in the park with my family. How was yours?" That is it. 3 short sentences. Simple words. Words you already know today. No apology. No warning. No shield. Just a small, warm, human answer. And your colleague smiles and tells you about their weekend. A real conversation begins. Here is the secret. Version 2 does not need better English than version 1. It needs the same English, maybe even easier English. The difference is not the level. The difference is the frame. One version opens with doubt. The other version opens with connection. Confidence is not a feeling. It is a frame. You do not wait to feel confident. You choose the frame, and the feeling follows. Let me give you one more demonstration, because I know the coffee machine is not your biggest fear. Your biggest fear rings in your pocket. The phone call. No face, no hands, no smile to help you. Only voices. For many of you, the phone is the hardest place in your whole English life. Here is version 1 of a phone call. You call the internet company because your connection is broken. Someone answers, speaking fast, and you begin. "Hello, sorry, my English is not very good. I have a problem. Internet." Now stop and look at what you did. You gave the stranger on the phone 3 pieces of information. 1, you're nervous. 2, you expect problems. 3, they should speak to you like a child. And what happens? They speak faster, or they sigh, or they transfer you. Your stress explodes. The library door slams shut. The call becomes exactly the disaster you predicted. You predicted it into existence. Now, here is version 2. Same phone, same problem. The person answers, speaking fast. And you say calmly, "Hello, I'm calling about my internet connection. It stopped working this morning. Could you speak slowly, please? I want to be sure I understand." Listen to that. 4 short sentences. Every word simple. But you sound like a person who is managing a problem, not a person who is drowning in one. And here is the detail I love. You still ask them to slow down. You did not hide your level. You framed it. There is a world of difference between "sorry, my English is bad" and "could you speak slowly, please?" The first one hands them your confidence. The second one hands them an instruction. Same situation, same English level, completely different phone call. And this brings us to the big mental shift of this episode. I call it the frame switch. Let me explain it clearly, because I want you to remember it forever. Everything you say has 2 parts: the message and the frame around the message. The message is your idea, your question, your answer. The frame is how you present it. For years, you have been putting a broken frame around a good message. Your ideas are good. Your answers are fine. But you wrap them in apology, in doubt, in smallness. The frame switch means one simple decision. From today, I stop fixing my message and I start fixing my frame. I stop apologizing for my English and I start presenting my English. Here is the beautiful part. Changing your frame takes 0 months of study. You do not need a new grammar book. You do not need 1,000 new words. You can switch your frame today in your very next conversation. It is the fastest improvement in the entire world of language learning. Most people never do it because nobody ever showed them how. Today, I will show you how. And in the next section, I'm going to give you the exact tool. 5 phrases. 5 short, powerful phrases that replace the apology in every situation. I call it the Five-Phrase Toolkit. Take a pen or open your notes because you will want to keep these. Here is the Five-Phrase Toolkit. 5 situations, 5 phrases. Learn these 5 phrases and you will never need the apology again. Phrase number 1. For the moment you begin speaking, this is the moment you usually apologize. Instead, say this. I'll keep it short and simple. Say it with me, slowly. I'll keep it short and simple. Do you feel how different that is? You are not warning people about your English. You are promising them clarity. And here's the funny thing. Native speakers love short and simple. Everyone is tired of long, complicated talk. Your simple English is not a weakness in that room. It is a gift. So, before your point in the meeting, before your question, before your presentation, use it. I'll keep it short and simple. Then speak. Phrase number 2. For the moment, you need time to think. You know that terrible silence when someone asks you a question and your mind is searching. You usually fill it with panic or with sorry. Instead, say this. That's a good question. Let me think for a second. Say it with me. That's a good question. Let me think for a second. This phrase is magic. It buys you 3 or 4 calm seconds. And nobody thinks you are slow. In fact, thoughtful people say this in every language. You sound careful, not weak. The pause was never the problem. The panic inside the pause was the problem. Phrase number 3. For the moment, you do not understand. Before, you pretended. You smiled and said yes, and then you worried all afternoon about what you agreed to. Some of you know exactly what I am talking about. Instead, say this. Could you say that again, a little more slowly? Say it with me. Could you say that again, a little more slowly? This is not an apology. This is an instruction. You are managing the conversation like a professional. Pilots ask people to repeat. Doctors ask people to repeat. Asking for repetition is not low English. It is high communication. Phrase number 4. For the moment, you make a mistake. And you will make mistakes, my friend. I promise you that. Fluent people make mistakes every day. Before, one small mistake would burn your face and close your mouth for the rest of the meeting. Instead, when you hear your own mistake, say this. Let me say that again. Then simply say the sentence again. Better. Say the repair phrase with me. Let me say that again. No sorry. No red face. No drama. You correct yourself calmly, like a musician who repeats one note. The mistake lasted 2 seconds. Do not give it 2 hours. And phrase number 5. The identity phrase. This one is for the moments when someone comments on your English or asks where your accent is from. Before, this question made you shrink. Now, say this. English is my second language. I'm getting better every week. Or, if it is true for you, even stronger. I speak 3 languages. English is my newest one. Say that one with me, because I love it. I speak 3 languages. English is my newest one. My friend, do you understand what you just said? you did not defend yourself. You presented a fact that most native speakers cannot match. Many of them speak a one language. You are building a second or a third. That is not something to apologize for. That is something to stand on. So, there is your toolkit. 5 phrases. I'll keep it short and simple. That's a good question. Let me think for a second. Could you say that again? A little more slowly? Let me say that again. And English is my second language. I'm getting better every week. 5 small keys for 5 heavy doors. Write them down today. Put them on your phone. Put them on your mirror. These 5 phrases will carry you through meetings, phone calls, interviews, and coffee machines for years. Now, phrases alone are not enough. You need training. Because the apology is a habit, and habits do not leave just because we ask politely. So, let me give you 2 simple exercises, 2 named methods that my students use and that you can start today. The first method is the 24-hour apology fast. You know what a fast is. For a period of time, you stop consuming something. Here, for 24 hours, you stop apologizing for your English. 1 full day, from tomorrow morning to the next morning. The rules are simple. Rule 1. You're not allowed to say sorry for my English in any form. Not out loud, and, if possible, not in emails either. Rule 2. Every time the apology tries to come out, you replace it with 1 phrase from the toolkit. And Rule 3. You count. Keep a small note on your phone. Every time you catch the apology before it escapes, write a +1. I want to be honest with you. On your first fast, you will be shocked. Most of my students catch themselves 5, 6, 10 times in a single day. They had no idea. The apology was automatic, like breathing, and that is exactly the point of the fast. You cannot change a habit you cannot see. The fast makes the habit visible. And once you see it, you have power over it. When the 24 hours are finished, look at your number. That number is not your failure. That number is your starting line. Then rest, and next week, do 2 days. Let me tell you what this fast did for Carlos, another one of my case study students. Carlos is 41. He is an engineer, and a very good one. His company brought him from abroad because of his expertise. In his field, Carlos knows around 8,000 English words, technical words, complicated words. He reads reports in English all day. And yet, for his first 6 months abroad, Carlos could not order a coffee without his heart racing. He told me once, "Dr. Hartwell, in my country, I am the smart one. Here, I feel like the slow one." That sentence broke my heart because I hear it from so many of you. You are not less intelligent in English. You just speak another language. Those are 2 very different things. When Carlos did his first apology fast, his number was 11. 11 apologies caught in 1 single day. In emails, in meetings, at lunch, even to the coffee machine lady who had heard his apology every morning for 6 months. 11 times a day, this brilliant engineer told his own brain that he was not good enough. 11 daily instructions to shrink. So Carlos made one decision. He kept the fast going, and every caught apology became a toolkit phrase instead. In week 1, it felt strange, almost rude, like walking without his shield. In week 2, something surprising happened. His meetings did not get worse. They got shorter and clearer. People asked him more questions, not fewer. And in week 4, his manager said something in front of the whole team. "Carlos, you seem much more confident lately. Your English has really improved." Here is the beautiful secret. In those 4 weeks, Carlos did not learn one single new word. Not one. His vocabulary was the same 8,000 words. Only the frame changed. People do not measure your English with a dictionary. They measure it with your frame. The second method is the morning frame. This is a 5-minute routine, and I will give it to you minute by minute. You do it in the morning, before work, before school, before your day in English begins, alone, in your bathroom or your kitchen, with nobody listening. Minute 1. Stand comfortably and breathe slowly. In through the nose, out through the mouth. 4 slow breaths. You are opening the library door before the world can close it. Minute 2. Say your 5 toolkit phrases out loud, 1 time each, slowly and clearly. This is not just memory work. Your mouth is a muscle, and every muscle loves a warm-up. Minute 3. Say them again, but this time with feeling. Imagine the meeting. Imagine the coffee machine. Smile when you say them. Your brain connects words with emotions, and emotion is glue for memory. Minute 4. Answer one simple question about your day out loud in English. For example, what is my plan for today? 2 or 3 sentences, nothing more. Minute 5. Finish with your instruction for the day. Say it like you mean it. My English is growing every day. Today, I speak without apologizing. That is the whole routine. 5 minutes. No book, no app, no teacher. Just you, building your frame before the world builds it for you. Now, I need to talk to you about something deeper. The perfectionism trap. Because I know some of you are still thinking, but Dr. Hartwell, if I stop apologizing, people will expect perfect English from me. And my English is not perfect. My friend, listen to me carefully. Nobody in that meeting speaks perfect English. Nobody. The native speakers make mistakes every day. They forget words. They say sentences that go nowhere. They start ideas and never finish them. But here's the difference. They never apologize for it. They just keep talking. Perfection was never the price of speaking. You invented that price, and then you refused to pay it. And so you stayed silent. Think about what silence has cost you. The idea you did not share, and 10 minutes later, someone else said it, and everyone loved it. The joke you did not make. The question you didn't ask, and then you spent 2 hours confused because of it. The friend you did not talk to at lunch. Silence feels safe, but silence is the most expensive habit you have. Every apology is a small door closing. Every sorry, my English is not good, is a step back into the shadow. So let me give you the sentence that changed everything for so many of my students. Say it slowly in your mind. Mistakes are not the enemy of fluency. Fear is. One more time, because it matters. Mistakes are not the enemy of fluency. Fear is. A mistake costs you 2 seconds and teaches you something. Fear costs you years and teaches you nothing. Choose your enemy correctly. And what about corrections? I know this fear too. You are scared that if you speak without apologizing first, someone will correct you in front of everyone. So let me prepare you for that moment, because it will happen, and it is smaller than you think. Someone says, "Oh, you mean the meeting was moved, not the meeting was changed place." What do? You do not die. You do not apologize. You say, moved, thank you. 3 words. Moved, thank you. Say that with me once, so your mouth knows it. Moved, thank you. And then you continue your sentence like nothing happened. Because nothing happened. Someone gave you a free English lesson in the middle of your day, and you took it with a smile. Fluent people collect corrections like coins. Fearful people collect them like wounds. Same correction. 2 different pockets. Let me also show you the mathematics of silence, because numbers make things honest. Imagine you avoid just 3 small conversations a day because of the apology habit. The question in the meeting, the small talk at lunch, the phone call you delayed until tomorrow. 3 missed conversations a day is about 90 a month, more than 1,000 a year. 1,000 real practice moments gone. My friends and sisters, there is no course, no app, no teacher on this earth that can give you back 1,000 real conversations. That is the true cost of, sorry, my English is not good. Not embarrassment. Practice. The apology is stealing your practice, 1 silence at a time. And the day you stop paying that price, your English does not just feel better, it grows faster, because you finally feed it what it needs. Real moments with real people. And this brings us to the final truth of this episode, the deepest one. This was never really about a sentence. It was about identity. The question is not, how good is my English? The question is, who do I believe I am when I speak English? Right now, maybe you believe you are a bad English speaker who must apologize for existing in this language. But that story is false. Here is the true story. You are a person who moved to a new country, or who works in a second language, and who handles life in that language every single day. You survive meetings. You call the bank. You talk to doctors. You help your children with school. You do all of this in a language you were not born with. Do you understand how strong that is? In your own language, you are already a full person, with humor, with intelligence, with opinions. That person does not disappear in English. That person is simply learning new clothes. You do not become another person to speak English. You allow your real personality to exist in English. Slowly, imperfectly, and bravely. And brave people do not open with apologies. So from today, I want you to carry a new picture of yourself. Not a student who is late, not a foreigner who must say sorry, but a builder. Someone who is building a bridge between 2 worlds, word by word, day by day. It is hard work, and you are doing it. Stop apologizing for the bridge you are building. Be proud of every plank. Before you leave this episode, we will do one last practice together. The most important one. I want you to say these words out loud with me. Not in your head this time. Out loud, even if it is quiet. Ready? Say it with me. I will stop apologizing for my English. Good. Again. My English is growing every day. Beautiful. Now the big one. I speak with confidence, not apologies. One more time. Slower. And mean it. I speak with confidence, not apologies. My friend, if you said those sentences out loud, you've already started. That was English, spoken by you, without a single sorry. Tomorrow, do the apology fast. Keep your 5 phrases close. Do your 5-minute morning frame. And when you catch the old sentence, trying to escape, smile, because now you see it. And what you can see, you can change. If this episode spoke to you, write this exact sentence in the comments. I speak with confidence, not apologies. I read your comments, and every one of them tells me another voice is getting free. And if you know someone who says sorry for their English every day, a friend, a colleague, someone from your country, send them this episode. It might be the sentence they needed to stop saying. Thank you for listening. Goodbye for now. Your progress doesn't end here. To continue advancing your English skills, click on the next video or explore the additional video that we thoughtfully selected for you.